He's going to be that one to do those wonderful, sweet, romantic things that you would want a man to do for you if you're a woman, that the good looking one is not going to do, because he feels his good looks is good enough. He feels that his good sex is good enough. He don't have to do any extra work. No lie. Think about this. All of the really, really fine guys that you have in your life, right? Or that you've had in your life, he might have good head game, right? He might be real good down there, and he might be even really good in the bed. But what else is he good in? Is that it? Can he talk to you and have deep, meaningful conversations, spiritually connect with you? Is it an emotional, mental, and spiritual connection? Because anybody can have a physical and a sexual connection, but is it the three important things: emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? Those things are the most important, because that's going to create the foundation that you need to grow. If you're getting with someone purely because of how they look, maybe how they, what car they drive, or, the outside things that you see about him, you're going to be a lot of times disappointed, because he think that that's good enough. He don't think he got to do anything extra to keep you around, because he's like, shoot, popping this collar like she with me because I look good. She with me because I got a nice car, right? And he like, as long as I give her good sex, she gonna cook for me. She gonna clean up after me. She gonna, rub my back and give me whatever I want, because, I got an outside appearance that she's looking for. And quite honestly, I'll pass on those type. I don't want those types of dudes. Those types of dudes aren't healthy to be around, because they'll end up destroying a really good person's self-esteem. Seriously, even if you look good, you could be a fine female, right? And fine does not necessarily mean this, because there are guys who think that women are fine because of their body, not have anything. Neck down fine. Neck down is fine to a dude. Beautiful, pretty, gorgeous, that's neck up. But fine and sexy, they looking from the neck down. Trust and believe me. And you know it. Don't act like you don't know it, ladies. And for a dude, when a female says, "Oh, girl, he fine," she looking at his face and then his body, right? His face and then his body. It kind of got to go, hand in hand. But a dude who dresses well and knows how to cover it up well, he might have a few extra lbs, but because he dresses so nicely and he has good confidence, she'll look at him and be like, "Girl, he fine," right? But she looking out at an outer exterior. Now, if she goes, "Oh, he's sweet," right? She's looking at what he's saying and what he's doing. That's how females interpret things, But again, what do you really want? Do you want the outer appearance so that everybody can look at you and be like, "Oh, you guys look so good together. Oh, girl, you got you a fine dude," or "Damn, dude, I wish I had a female that looked like that." Dudes ain't gonna say that necessarily, but they thinking it to their homies, right? So, a lot of times a guy won't even want to take you around his friends or to see his folks, because he don't want you. He don't want them looking at you the way he look at you. So you might be concerned or questioning, like, "Dang, how come he never take me around his friends?" But if he got thirsty friends, he not trying to take you around him, because he don't know if you with him for his outer appearance or him on the inside. And if it's just an outer appearance, and if his homies look good too, if they give you the right stare or the right motion or whatever, as a female, and you're not really, really into the dude that you're with, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, the homie might actually become an option for you. And he ain't gonna care that this is his homeboy's date, friend, lover, whatever. So don't ever get it twisted. Understand why you're doing what you're doing. Do you really know if the person that you're with is somebody that you wanted and desired, or if it's somebody that you needed to actually help you get to the next level, to remain on a positive, progressive, moving forward wavelength, right? I prefer the one that I need. The outer appearance will fade away, but what you want will, no, and what you want will be gone, because they gonna literally, like I said, if they with you for the looks, they gonna be on to the next good looking person. If they're with you for the other three things that I mentioned, then they'll stick around, especially if you are giving them what they need, even though they might not know what they need or realize what they need. But if they are receiving what they need, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be right there. They're going to stay right there. They might look elsewhere, because that's just human nature to look elsewhere, because we have so much out there around us. We have too many options. Without other options around to distract, trust me, they all into you, because they don't want to lose what you're giving to them. But if they got other people out there that's falsely appearing to be, another option, they're going to keep their eyes looking that way, even though they might really want what they're getting from you, and it feels good and they know they need it, but they doing that. So think about who you are with, and do you really want them, or is it somebody that you need? Because if you need them, doesn't matter what they look like or anything like that. If they're treating you well, if they're respecting you, they're filling your emotional cup, they're letting you know how beautiful you are, they're not having you guessing how they feel, those are the ones you hold on to. They're communicating with you. It might not necessarily be the best communication, but they're doing the best that they can. Those are the ones you hold on to, not the ones who want to play hard, right? Pretend like, oh yeah, I'm strong. I don't need to express myself. I'm not trying to be hurt. I've been hurt before in the past, and now I'm going to make everybody pay for the hurt that I felt in the past. So I'm just going to close off and be stoic and stone-faced and act like I don't care. I'm just going to give up the penis. And, every once in a while when I feel like giving it up, not when she wants it, because it's not about her. It's about me. You don't want them type of dudes. You don't want the type of dudes that's talking about, oh yeah, I got to make sure I look good, keeping myself groomed, because, I got to make sure that the ladies like what they see. You don't want them type of dudes, because they are considered to be, in my opinion, attention deficit disordered. Okay. And so don't be offended because the medical industry calls you guys having AD, says that you have ADD too. So don't make it like I'm just trying to make you look bad. You know what it is. You have the tendency to look elsewhere every chance you get. You could be like, oh yeah, baby, ooh, and a beautiful girl walk by in a yellow dress. You're like, oh, even if it's for a moment, you might be looking at your girl and give her a hug just so you can go and look at the person walking behind her, because that's just the attention deficit disorder that you've been, you have. Shoot, that's just what it is. Don't be mad at me for speaking on something that is true in the first place. Don't make no kind of sense. What you can do though is identify that, self-reflect for a minute if you're feeling offended by what I say, and really think about it, because if it's something that you need to work on, then maybe you should, so that you can attract the right person that you need, and not necessarily what you want, because what you want will give you a temporary fix, but it ain't gonna be fulfilling for long. And I know I said ain't, and I don't even like using that word because it's, it's kind of slangish, and I'm not here to set bad examples on how to speak. I want to make sure that I'm speaking in such a way to where, it doesn't sound ghetto fabulous and things like that, because people will judge you on how you speak, not the message that you bring, but how in the heck you speak and deliver it. Isn't that some stuff? Don't make no sense. I know people personally that will talk about you like a dog if you don't formulate your sentences properly, or you say something that maybe, is not proper English. Like, that's kind of judgmental. I think that's a little too much, but to each their own. I still gotta love you because I'm not that type of person. But I realize what I want, and I want emotional fulfillment. I want that mental connection. I want that spiritual connection, so that I can grow with the person that I'm with. I don't want to be stagnant. I want to grow. So think about that. What do you want? What do you need? And don't compromise. Love yourself enough to be willing to go after what you know that is best for you. Thank you so much for listening. This is Fatimah Aliya. Aliyara. Peace, love, and light.